This is KGW News at noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Drew Carney, and we're starting today's news at noon with the rescue and recovery efforts that are happening in several states across the Midwest after a series of devastating tornadoes this weekend. People are still missing, and sadly, more than 60 people have already been confirmed dead. The town of Mayfield, Kentucky was one of the hardest hit areas. Much of Mayfield, as you can see here, is left in ruins. In fact, these satellite images show part of the town before and then after. This again, the after the storms hit. This pile of rubble, as a matter of fact, was once a candle factory. 110 people were at work there when the tornado struck. At least 8 people died. Others are still missing. Autumn Kirks, meanwhile, is one of the fortunate survivors. She talked to NBC's Kate Snow about getting trapped initially, but then managing to escape with help from someone she didn't know.
I had a savior. I don't know who it was, but he lifted a concrete wall off me and 3 of my girls and got us out.
President Biden is promising federal assistance to communities like Mayfield that were hit by the storms. The president is also planning to visit the disaster zone, but he's delaying that visit at the moment so he doesn't get in the way of those recovery efforts. Closer to home in Washington, an avalanche at Crystal Mountain Resort near Mount Rainier killed a 60-year-old man. Authorities say the avalanche swept up a total of 6 skiers on Saturday morning, but the other 5 managed to get out on their own and didn't need to be rescued. People in parts of California are bracing for a major storm there. This is a look at San Francisco. The threat of flooding there had people loading up on sandbags yesterday. As much as 8 feet of snow could fall on the mountains, and rain will drench other parts of the state. The plus side to all of this, all that precipitation should bring at least some temporary relief to a region that we know has been dealing with drought.
Then after the top started sparking a little bit, and then we had called the power company, and they said, well, they didn't even want us walking on the sidewalk. They said it could be, electrically charged or something like that.
Here in Portland, trees that fell over the weekend are costing some families a lot of money. We're talking thousands of dollars to repair the damage from all that wet, windy weather we saw. For more on this story, here's KGW's Galen Etlin.
On Sunday, crews in North Portland had their work cut out for them. On Saturday,
I heard a boom, and I went outside and the tree was down.
Evan Jackson and his family rushed out to see 150 feet of downed tree.
Split in half, went right over the cars, across the street.
The tree just missed the houses here, damaging instead a few edges and electrical wires. The families here lost power for a couple days as electricians came to repair the connections.
Fortunately, there was nobody hurt, fortunately.
Portland Parks and Recreation crews have responded to about 40 tree issues recently because of rain and wind.
It's been a banner year for tree service.
Thomas Adkisson spoke with KGW in late October. He owns Clay's Tree Service in Portland, and the work is constant.
From February and hasn't stopped.
He says most businesses like his are booked out through the end of the year because of tree growth, February's ice storm, and damage from the summer heat wave. Trees also came down this weekend in Tigard.
It damaged the fence, damaged the pool shed, and part of a cherry tree.
Tony Rizzuto says he has preemptively removed 20 of these large cedar trees from his property, worried they'd fall down at some point. This one did, but did not hurt anybody.
Very fortunate, very fortunate.
Back in North Portland.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Evan Jackson says the mess will take a while to clean up and thousands of dollars to repair. He hopes this winter people are paying attention.
And just be careful of what you do and check your trees.
In Portland, I'm Galen Etlin for KGW News.
Well, we did have some good weather news over the weekend with ski resorts opening up on Mount Hood. So yesterday, both Mount Hood Meadows and Timberline welcomed guests for the first time this season. Brittany Falkers brings us more right now from the mountain.
We're skiing. Nice. We're rocking it. Woo!
December 12th marked opening day of the 2021-2022 season at Mount Hood Meadows.
I would say it's been on my calendar since March of 2021.
Exactly what we needed.
A long-awaited opening day and really a spectacular one, thanks to this storm, which has dropped about 3 feet so far. That's our base, 36 inches.
It's powder. It's good. Deep. Not too steep, but deep.
It's snow.
It's great.
We're enjoying it.
A lot of powder.
Dave Tregathon with Mount Hood Meadows says they sold out on day one.
So people are anxious to get up on the mountain. We have 3 lifts operating today, more than a parking lot full of people, and everybody having a great time.
This is his 3rd time, and Talon's out here learning. This is his 1st and a half time.
1st and a half?
Yeah, he had a little half day before, but he's doing good. He's picking it up.
It's a late start to the season for resorts around the state. The goal for many is to have runs open after Thanksgiving weekend. But it's not out of the ordinary for Mother Nature to keep us waiting.
And I mean, this is typical La Nina. It starved us a little bit in the early season. We had some promise, and then we had some warming up.
And there are some changes this year.
No mask enforcement at the lifts. We're outside in Oregon now. There's no mask required. But when you go indoors, please wear a mask.
Sunday's return opened limited lifts, but they expect to open more this week.
We're just excited to be out here snowboarding, finally.
For sure.
Purchase those tickets in advance. That's the way that we're managing our visitation this year, and that means it's going to be a better experience for everybody when they come up on the mountain.
Getting shredded.
So whether you're skiing,
We are shredding the absolute gnar everywhere.
snowboarding,
Get a little kapow, a little whatcha.
or that, the mountain is calling.
A lot of fun. Excellent. Get up here.
Again, that was Brittany Falkers reporting for us. A quick update on some other ski areas. Ski Bowl has been open for tubing, but they now plan to open up for night skiing on Wednesday. And Mount Bachelor, their opening day is right now. It is today, as a matter of fact. So Rod Hill, let's bring you into the mix here. We've been talking about all that snow up on the mountains, yes. And you're also talking about snow closer down to sea level, if you will.
We are, but let's lighten the mood for a little bit. We're having the discussion. Shredding the gnar. Jay, who goes up the mountain all the time, says that's short for shredding the gnarly. I'm not sure that makes sense either, but here we go.
Jay is about as hip as you and I combined.
Yes.
Not too hip.
All right. We have folks on the left. Again, Timberline Meadows, Bachelor now open. Wednesdays, Drew mentioned, coming Wednesday night skiing coming to Ski Bowl. Here's what they're skiing on top of. Timberline base now 39, Meadows 40, Ski Bowl 30, Mount Bachelor 31. It's currently snowing in all these locations, so that's great. And Drew did mention we've actually had some snow down low this morning. Everything's rotating up from the south. So far, it's been a pretty steady rain day. You can see there are some breaks south of Portland down into Salem, but we'll continue to see some periods of rainy weather coming in. And see the blue-white colors? Those are low pockets. Earlier today, Corvallis, in fact, at 11 o'clock, Corvallis was 33 with snow falling. There's Willamina, snow just outside. Forest Grove had some snow just outside to the west as you bumped up into the coast range. So far, it's been rain and sandy. Welch's has been holding on to rain, but just above 1,500 feet is the snow level going up into the Cascades. Here are the temps. We're all above freezing, heftily so, if you will. 41 in Portland. Corvallis was 33, now 35, so that's bumping up. Anyway, chilly out there. 42 right now, rain at times, 44 this afternoon. Drew, maybe some flurries overnight tonight as showers taper off, and then comes Wednesday. Possible accumulating snow in the West Hills. We'll talk about that coming up.
All right, more on Wednesday in just a few minutes. Thanks, Rod.
I think it's fair to say that the last 2 years have been incredibly challenging for our state, and the last year particularly challenging with the pandemic. And I will tell you that every time I called your Adjutant General, Mike Stencil, he agreed that you all would step up.
Today, Oregon Governor Kate Brown thanked the National Guard for their help during the pandemic, and her thanks coincided with the Guard's 385th birthday. Since the start of COVID, the Oregon National Guard has helped out at mass vaccination sites, hospitals, and in long-term care facilities. Guard members administered over 279,000 COVID shots, and they also set up a 211 call center so people could find places near them to get the shot. Well, organizers are calling an event they staged in Hillsboro to get more kids and teens vaccinated against COVID a home run. 200 young people were there yesterday to get their first dose, and KGW's Tim Gordon was there as they stepped up to the plate.
Not everyone gets to go inside the Hillsboro Hops Clubhouse, let alone get vaccinated there. But that's what happened Sunday for 200 young people aged 5 to 18. OHSU Health Hillsboro Medical Center teamed up with the Hops to make it happen.
It's a wide array of staff from Hillsborough Medical Center, nurses, medical assistants, physicians.
Dr. Joe Hardman leads the OHSU medical team in Hillsborough. He says it's important to get kids vaccinated to protect them and the community. And while most kids handle getting COVID pretty well,
Been about 8,300 hospitalizations of kids between 5 and 11. And some deaths as well. 30% of those, by the way, are in kids who don't have an underlying health condition.
So getting young people vaccinated is serious business, but the Hops Vaccine Clinic made it fun.
Barley himself is welcoming the kids after they get their dose. And then once their 15 minutes is up, they can head out, get an ice cream, and if they want to, weather permitting, they can run the bases on the field.
And a little bit of fun can motivate those who may be hesitant to get their kids protected with what's been proven to be safe, effective vaccine.
Yeah, we hope this will eliminate one barrier and provide some added incentive. Running the bases, I think, would incent my kids. So, absolutely.
Tim Gordon, KGW News.
By the way, all 200 of those appointments were booked in advance, and the Hops and OHSU will hold a second dose clinic for those same kids coming up on January 9th.